Notably, Trump decided to once again do counter-programming. The last time when there was a Republican debate on Fox News, he sat down for an exclusive interview with Tucker Carlson live on Twitter at exactly the time that the debate aired. Last night, Trump went to Michigan, where he decided to capitalize on what really has become a strength of his, which is speaking to people who don't have college degrees, who are working class voters. Obviously, Joe Biden is making a big play for them as well. He went and participated for about 11 minutes on the strike line with UAW workers and members of the union. Trump went to Michigan to speak with other workers, non-union workers, though he spoke about the UAW strike as well. And he basically, while these Republican candidates were bickering over things like LGBT issues, which they were asked about by the Univision moderator, and other things that I don't think are particularly high on the priority list of voters, Trump was talking about meat and potato issues, working class issues that I think more than anything was responsible for his 2016 success, both in the primary and in the general election. So if you look at CNN's report from yesterday, there you see the headline, Trump makes play for Michigan's working class voters as he skips the GOP debate. And the article says the following, quote, Trump used his time at Drake Enterprises, a non-union auto parts supplier in Clint Township, to appeal to the group of current and former union workers gathered there. He sought to cast himself as a fighter for union workers, seeking their leader's endorsement for president as he delivered a sustained attack on Biden's electric vehicle policies. And obviously that is going to be a main attack that Republicans are going to use, that it is the Biden administration's obsession with or fixation on electric vehicles that has made it increasingly difficult for traditional automakers, like the kind the UAW workers are striking at, to be competitive in the world. That is a big debate. There's a lot of debate to be had over that claim. But when you go and you speak to people's core concerns, I remember the first time in 2016, I was like everybody else, feeding on the same polling data, hearing the same claims that Hillary's victory was all but certain. I remember the first time I really believed Trump actually had a chance to win, which was when he went to West Virginia about 2 weeks after Hillary Clinton went to West Virginia. And when Hillary Clinton went to West Virginia, she notoriously told the people gathered, including a lot of coal workers who have worked in the coal industry for generations, that it's time for them to accept that the coal industry is dead. Their jobs are not coming back. We are moving to a clean energy economy. And don't worry, this very modernized economy is going to be great for them, but they need to give up on the idea of coal. And Trump went to West Virginia with the exact opposite message. He said, I know you're suffering because the coal industry is dying. The people in Washington have let it die. And I'm going to bring it back. And I'm going to bring back your jobs, your quality, high-paying jobs. And they interviewed a coal worker after Trump's speech. And they said to the coal worker, do you actually believe Trump is going to be able to do that? And he said, no, I don't think he is going to be able to do that. But the mere fact that he can come here and recognize the deprivations we're facing and speak to our anger and speak to the things we're angry about and understand them and not just tell us to get over it and to move into the 21st century, but to understand that these changes that have been engineered are having a huge detrimental effect on our life, to me makes it clear that he cares about what's happening in our lives. And I think that is a political talent that Trump has always had, going back to even what made him a TV star, this kind of intuitive sense for how to speak to working class people in a way that Democratic Party leaders, who are almost always reeking of the kind of professional managerial class, the Ivy League trajectory. And yes, it's true that Trump has lived his life very wealthy. He grew up in a wealthy family. He also himself obviously has lived a very wealthy life, to put that mildly. But at the same time, culturally speaking, the fact that he harbors this kind of anti-elite resentment that comes from feeling like an outer borough kid who grew up in Queens, who never really lost his Queen accent, for having this resentment toward Manhattan elites, was a lot like what Richard Nixon had, this kind of inherent visceral contempt for East Coast elites and for Ivy League elites that a lot of the public shares. And if that's something that you're able to channel authentically in a raw and visceral way like Trump is, I continue to believe that is a very potent political talent that is going to continue to resonate, even more so as the society comes more and more to hate establishment institutions and to believe that establishment institution of authority are illegitimate and untrustworthy. And I think that more than anything, it's the reason why no matter how much you keep indicting Trump, and even if you end up convicting him in a Manhattan courtroom or a Washington, D.C. courtroom, most of the people who are currently supporting him, if not all of them, are going to start to support him even more because they're going to feel like he's the victim of an illegitimate system, the same illegitimate system that is victimizing them. Thanks for watching this clip from System Update, our live show that airs every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern exclusively on Rumble. You can catch the full nightly shows live or view the backlog of episodes for free on our Rumble page. You can also find full episodes the morning after they air across all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify and Apple. All the information you need is linked below. We hope to see you there.